Right now, this is a very tense moment in your life. This is really serious. You've been offered a plea agreement to plead guilty to one count of lying to investigators, and you're saying that you're rejecting that.
Yes, because the plea I was offered would involve me telling a lie. I did not willfully and knowingly and intentionally tell the federal investigators something that was false. I was not trying to mislead them. I went in to cooperate, and I will not, to avoid going to prison, plead to that I willfully tried to lie to them. That's a lie, and I won't tell it.
Well, let me just go through the statement of offense that the government gave to you just a few weeks ago. On or about July 25th, 2016, person one, that's Roger Stone, right, sent an email to Corsi with the subject line, "Get to Assange," the founder of Organization One. The body of the message read, "Get to Assange at Ecuadorian Embassy in London and get the pending WikiLeaks emails. They deal with Foundation, allegedly." On or about the same day, Corsi forwarded Stone's email to the overseas individual. So tell me about that. I mean, that seems like you received this email and forwarded it. The urging, was it Ted Malloch, who was in London, he's a conservative author, to get to Assange in the Ecuadorian embassy?
Yes, well, see, let me explain to you what that count is about. I had this 17-inch laptop, and by the way, I turned over the laptop and the time machine, my cell phone, signed all my email accounts, gave them the password, username, consent forms. I gave them my Verizon permission to go after my Verizon phone calls. I gave them everything they wanted. Now, the problem was I had quit using that laptop in 2018.
So you're saying you had totally forgotten about this
Yes,
email.
and in fact, the original testimony I gave was before I had seen my 2016 emails. Now, what they're charging me with was what I said on the first day, which was wrong, because I hadn't seen the emails. Okay, as soon as I opened up the time machine, and they said, well, Dr. Corsi, go home and review your emails and come back. When I did, they allowed me to amend my testimony. So they're charging me on the original mistake I made and not reflecting that they allowed me to amend that statement.
But now that you see this email, you've remembered it, you amended your statement, did you feel pressure from Stone to forward that to Ted Malloch and get him to the embassy?
I was happy to forward it. In fact, as I saw it again, I'd forgotten it.
So you were excited about WikiLeaks, what WikiLeaks was going to do?
Everybody in the world wanted to know what WikiLeaks had. Now, I was reluctant to go see him because I didn't want to immediately be under the investigation of every intelligence agency in the world.
So you actually thought about going to see Assange
well, in fact,
in London?
When I saw my emails, Joseph Farah, who was my boss at WorldNet Daily, had been writing for WND.com since 2004, was mad at us, said, why don't you guys go see Assange?
So your boss was actually telling you, go see Assange?
And I said to Joseph Farah, send me an airplane ticket to London, make it my assignment, and I'll go there.
You would have been happy to go see Assange?
Under New York Times, VUS, the Pentagon Papers case, it would not have been a crime for me to go see Assange. I just didn't want to, but my original testimony was incorrect, and that my emails show I was willing.
So there's another email. On or about July 31st, 2016, Roger Stone emailed Corsi with the subject line, "Call me Monday." The body of the email read in part that the Ted Malloch, the overseas individual, should see Assange. And I actually have that email. Roger Stone gave it to me. Malloch should see Assange. Here it is.
Right. Again, I don't really remember these emails until I see them. And then, of course, special counsel said, you're reconstructing. We don't want reconstructing. Or you're inventing. Well, look.
Was he pressuring you? Did you feel pressure,
Roger Stone? Roger Stone desperately wanted to know what Assange had. Now, everybody in the world wanted to know what Assange had. Every political operative, every journalist.
Well, he seems to have wanted to know more than other people.
No, everybody wanted to know. What does Assange have?
Then there's another email, a third email. On or about August 2nd, 2016, Corsi responded to Stone by email. Corsi wrote that he was currently in Europe and planned to return in mid-August. Corsi stated, quote, "Word is friend in embassy plans 2 more dumps, one shortly after I'm back Second, in October, impact planned to be very damaging. Time to let more than Podesta to be exposed as in bed with enemy if they are not ready to drop HRC, Hillary Rodham Clinton. That appears to be the game hackers are now about. Would not hurt to start suggesting HRC old, memory bad, has stroke, neither he or she well. I expect that much of next dump focus, setting stage for foundation debacle.
Okay,
Tell
now,
me about this email. So you are essentially telling him in the beginning that a dump is going to come October 2nd. Now Assange announced that there was going to be a dump on October 3rd, and it eventually came on the 7th. So how did you know that the dump was going to be coming and that it would be damaging?
Let me explain the story to you, what happened. On July 2016, about end of July, my wife and I had our 25th wedding anniversary, and we went to Italy with the family. I had an 8-hour flight, and in that flight, I figured out that Assange had Podesta's emails.
You figured it out. How did you figure out that Assange had Podesta's emails?
Okay, I tried to explain to the special counsel. It happened the following way. I had sources who explained to me in great detail how the Democrats put their computer system together. I had hundreds and hundreds of pages, and I understood their computer system. Assange dropped 40,000 emails, which came out of the DNC email server. These were dumped against Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Okay, and that, in fact, forced Debbie Wasserman Schultz to resign. It was dumped in 2 days, very strategically. And that's important because Assange knew the Democrats couldn't recover from the news cycle if he dominated it, and she resigned. Now, I did a forensic analysis of those emails, as I've been trained to do. And what I realized was they came out of the DNC email server, and they involved officials, about 7 or 8 officials, who had been involved in the Bernie Sanders, Hillary trying to steal the primary from Bernie Sanders. But I said, wait a minute, there's no Podesta emails here. Now, whoever got into that server had to see the Podesta emails, because they're all going through or been sent to someone at this dnc.org address, and I understood that. So I said, I bet what Assange has left is Podesta's emails. And it was speculation, it was deduction. I just happened to be right. It's going to be damaging
see how it
enough.
would be hard for investigators to believe that.
In fact, the way Jeannie Rhee characterized it one of the times when she was angry at me and saying I was lying.
Jeannie Rhee is one of the prosecutors.
Jeannie Rhee says, Dr. Corsi, you are asking us to believe that on an international flight to celebrate your 25th anniversary with your wife, you had divine inspiration. And in a miracle, God told you that Julian Assange has Podesta's emails.
You have made up stories that have been untrue in the past, like the birther.
Oh, see, this is Aaron
theory.
Zelinsky. Aaron Zelinsky says, Dr. Corsi, you're very good at picking these facts and doing a narrative which is lying, where we have a world in truth and falsity. I said, well, Mr. Zelinsky, I knew he was talking about the birth certificate. I'll defy you to show me Barack Obama's 1961 original Hawaiian birth certificate.
Do you still believe that Barack Obama was not born
well,
in the United
I believe
States?
there's no birth certificate from 1961. I was out
He
there.
did release a birth certificate.
It was a computer printout, which didn't exist in 1961. And the forensic analysis that Sheriff Arpaio did on it said it was a fake.
It does seem that you just can't help yourself with a juicy conspiracy.
See, now that goes back to the CIA, and anybody who doesn't believe Lee Harvey Oswald pulled the trigger and killed JFK is a nutcase. Because you're now locked into, you may not realize it, but you're locked into official government explanations of events they don't want examined.
All right, well, let's put that aside and let's keep going. So, point 5 in this statement of offense. Between approximately January 13th, 2017 and March 1st, 2017, Corsi deleted from his computer all email correspondence that predated October 11th, 2016, including Stone's email instructing Corsi to get to Assange, and Corsi's subsequent forwarding of that email to Malik.
When I finally reloaded my emails, I had 60,000 from 2016.
So you were able to recover
I don't
them.
remember. I don't remember the
They're
specific
saying you
deletion.
deleted them.
Well, I may have, but I also turned over the time machine.
But why would you have deleted those
I don't.
emails?
First of all, I don't remember. Secondly, I was constantly deleting emails. I was deleting them because the program for the emails wouldn't open. I was trying to keep this computer going. Now, because I gave them the time machine, it's obvious, which had a permanent record, I knew they could reconstruct it, or I could reconstruct every deleted email on that computer. I do think that Roger had other contacts that did go to Assange, because on about the 15th of August, I wrote a story in which Roger told me he'd made contact with Assange. And I didn't think that was through me, because I knew I had not contacted Assange. I didn't think Roger believed me when I told him it was going to be Podesta's emails that Assange had.
If you plead guilty to one count of making false statements, as the government is offering you an opportunity to do, that might make your life a lot easier. Are you considering that?
No, I've rejected it already, because that one count was the mistake I made the first day that they allowed me to amend. Secondly, I did not, the statute reads, knowingly and willfully provide false information. As I said, my memory was terrible. They're quizzing me on things where I was giving them my current memory, not seeing emails that I had forgotten or conversations that I'd forgotten. So it was a trap from the beginning. Okay, I've always, I will not swear to a lie to stay out of prison. If I'm required to lie and say I willfully and knowingly gave them false information, they can send me to prison for the rest of my life. I will not lie to save my hide.
Are you hoping for a pardon from President Trump?
I'm not hoping for anything. I'm hoping that what I'm doing is I refuse to lie, because I did not willfully and knowingly mislead the special counsel, the FBI, or anyone else.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.